Morning, Dr. Russell.
Morning, Jack.
So, how's it going?
Fine. You haven't seen my husband, have you?
Nah.
Oh, I was supposed to meet him here.
I haven't seen him. Listen, how do you take your coffee?
What?
Black, cream, sugar, flavored, what?
Cream and sugar, why?
Today, just want a house.
Thank you, Chad.
No problem. Just returning the favor.
Oh?
Let me stay last night over at the Bennett's for dinner. You see, you do nice by me, I do nice by you.
I see.
Anyway, all I meant was that I enjoyed last night and the company.
Listen, Chad, I don't want you to get the wrong impression. It isn't that I don't like you. You mustn't think that.
Okay.
And I want the very best for you. I want you to be happy, Chad.
But
I want you to stay away from my daughters.
Maybe I was wrong, Kay.
About what?
There being something inside the bird statue that's causing Charity to have these weird premonitions.
No, I think you were onto something, Simone. We just have to figure out a way to open it up and see what's inside.
We tried last night and we couldn't.
Well, maybe we should try again. Come on. Nothing.
Those look so good.
Jessica, if she sees this, she'll get so suspicious and think I'm up to something.
Well, you are. You're trying to make Charity look crazy so she'll get put away and you can have Miguel.
Just be cool, Simone.
I am. Hey, guys.
Okay.
Hi.
Mom.
What's going on?
Nothing.
Heating up some donuts.
You know, some milk would be great with these.
Oh, I'll get you some.
Try it.
I don't like these kind. Hey, we're back.
Hey.
Mom, Dad, welcome home.
Second honeymoon is officially in the history books.
How was your trip?
Great.
Was it everything you dreamed it would be?
And more.
It's wonderful. So nothing went wrong?
No, why? Was something supposed to go wrong?
Well, it's just that Charity had this premonition that something strange was gonna happen at the lodge.
What do you mean, strange?
That Mom would get hurt.
Come to me, Sam.
That's it, Charity, right? You thought that Mom would get hurt?
Well, how was your trip?
It's fine.
Did you have fun?
I wouldn't exactly say fun. I would say, eventful.
Well, if it's not fun, make it an event.
And how's everything with you? How are you and Gwen?
Well, I'm afraid there's something I have to tell you, and I don't know how you're going to take it.
Is it about you and Gwen? You haven't...
I'm afraid we have, Mother.
Oh, Ethan.
Gwen and I are engaged. I gave her the ring.
Oh, Ethan! I thought you meant...
I'm sorry for teasing you, but it's just you've been after me for so long about putting that ring on her finger.
Now that you have, I couldn't be happier.
Well, I can't take all the credit. If it weren't for Teresa, this engagement might not have happened at all.
What do you mean?
Well, she just really came through for me. Teresa's a terrific person, the best.
Wow. You're really doing it, huh?
What choice do I have? He's marrying Gwen.
I'm really sorry, Teresa. it. You've been asking me to face reality for a long time, you and Mama. Telling me that Ethan will never be mine. Well, I'm doing it. I'm facing reality. He loves another woman. And even if deep down Ethan really did love me, he'd never admit it to himself. I've hurt myself long enough. It's over.
I would hold the hand of the one who could lead me places, and kiss the lips of the one who could sing so sweet. And I would fly on the wings of the bird I knew could take me high as breathe in, breathe out. You keep me alive. You are the fire burning inside of me. You are my passion for life.
So, what's next? I guess you're gonna quit your job working for Ivy Crane, right?
No. I love being Mrs. Crane's personal assistant. It's a great opportunity, and I'm learning things that'll help me get into a career in fashion. I'm not gonna let my failure with Ethan ruin that.
Teresa, but if you keep working for Mrs. Crane, you're gonna see Ethan every single day. Isn't that gonna make it that much harder for you to forget him?
Well, maybe at first. But I'm just not gonna run away from him. I'll think of him as another member of the Crane family, no one special.
Don't kid yourself.
I'm not. It's gonna be hard. I know that. But I also know it's something I have to do.
Well, you know, after seeing what you've gone through getting over Ethan, I am more sure than ever that the thing I need to do is to just put love aside until the rest of my life is set, you know?
But you must think about falling in love, don't you?
There was a time that I did, but not now. I don't have room for it. All I have room for right now is tennis.
There's nothing better than being in love. I mean, it's the most amazing feeling in the world, and you can't give up just because of what's happened to me. If love comes to you, you grab it. You grab it and you don't let go.
Well, it's not gonna happen anytime soon, okay? I mean, the boys at school, they do not understand love. They're not mature enough to give it back.
Ethan was ready to give it back. He gave it to the wrong person. I don't understand. It should have worked out for me.
It didn't, Teresa.
But that gypsy fortune teller last summer said I'd be Mrs. Crane. I thought fate was on my side. Ethan just didn't open his eyes. Ethan just... You know what? I better get going. I have a lot of work to do for Mrs. Crane.
What do you think about not going to the Crane Mansion? At least for a couple of days, you know?
I told you, Whitney, I've got to move on with my life.
I know. I just really hope Ethan isn't there. For your sake.
I won't hide from him, Whitney. I won't do it.
Well, after seeing what's happened to you, I sure am glad that I'm not in love.
I'm very serious about my daughters. I want you to stay away from Whitney and Simone.
Listen, Dr.
Oh,
Russell.
my husband's here.
Morning, Coach Russell.
Hey, good morning. Hey, sweetheart. You know what? I need to get me a tennis mag. I'll be right back.
So we shouldn't have to have this talk again.
Listen, Dr. Russell. I know where I stand with you and your daughters, okay? I've gotten the message loud and clear a lot of times from you.
Well, as long as we understand each other.
You know, I gotta be honest with you, Dr. Russell. I never make promises unless I know I can keep them.
What is that supposed to mean?
What I'm saying is that, generally speaking, I just don't like making promises, that's all. Too many promises have been made to me. Too many have been broken.
I see.
Look, I know this ain't what you want to hear, but I'm just trying to be upfront with you. That's all.
And Chad, I appreciate your honesty. People are always making promises they can't keep. Sometimes it's better off not to make them at all. And you're right. Now we both understand where you stand.
I think we should get over to the Bennetts, check on the kids.
Hey, let's go.
Something about that young man.
What, honey?
Something dangerous about him. Gives me the chills.
Babe, I think you're being hard on the kid. He's a roughneck, yeah, but I don't think he's dangerous.
Nevertheless, I want Simone and Whitney to stay away from him, especially Simone.
All right.
It's all right, Charity. I mean, tell us. What were your premonitions?
Well, even before the premonition, she had this vision that Miguel would die or something would happen to him. Oh, I mean, and it did. He fell through the ice.
Well, Charity fell through first.
Wait a minute, you both fell through the ice?
What? Guys, tell me what happened.
Look, I didn't know that I was skating over to thin ice, and the ice broke, and I fell through. But Miguel saved me.
A lot of people helped.
But then Miguel fell through the ice, too.
Oh, my... Are you guys all right?
Yeah, don't worry. I mean, Dr. Russell checked us out.
Really, we're fine. We're fine.
What's the point in bringing up all this about Charity's premonitions to your parents?
The point is to prove that she's a wacko.
So, Charity, just tell us about your premonition.
I don't know, Aunt Grace. I know that my feelings sound really foolish. And I read in the tea leaves that your heart would be broken.
You're trying to resurrect something right now that is dead. It is dead, Ivy.
Don't say
We're
that.
both married to other people now. And no one is more important to me than Grace. I mean, it would kill her if she saw us like this.
That my heart would be broken.
And I got the feeling that other people's hearts would be broken too.
Oh, well, Charity, I mean, you can see that everything is just fine between Sam and me. In fact, every couple that I know, married or not married, seems to be very happy.
What did Teresa do?
Well, let's just say she was instrumental in getting things worked out between Gwen and me. She did everything she could to make it happen.
Well, then she must be thrilled for you and Gwen.
Well, unfortunately, her boyfriend broke up with her at the same time Gwen and I got engaged.
Poor girl.
And he was her first love, so you can imagine how upset she was.
Yes.
And seeing how happy Gwen and I were only made her loss more painful.
I wouldn't worry about Teresa. That girl has so much going for her. She'll find another boyfriend in no time flat.
I know. It's just I don't understand why her boyfriend Chuck broke up with her. I mean, he must be completely blind.
And when it comes to love, you have to keep your eyes wide open to what you have, or you may lose it. True love only comes along once.
Is that how you feel about Father?
Please. Oh, no. I'm just thankful that you were away at school so he couldn't infect you with his warped sense of morality.
Mother, it's been pretty obvious since I came back from law school that things are not exactly perfect between you and Father. I just don't understand why.
You know, now that you're getting married, I think it's time you knew the truth about him.
What truth?
Julian showed up at the lodge
Well, what's wrong with that?
with our ex-maid.
Suzanne?
The same.
How could he do that to you?
Well, darling, I'm afraid it's not the first time. I'm sure it won't be the last time. I haven't exactly been straightforward with you about the details of my marriage to protect you. I only bring it up now because I know that Julian has been giving you his own version of parental advice. All that nonsense about betting Teresa and being unfaithful to Gwen.
Mother, I'm proud to be a Crane, but when it comes to women, I will never be like my father.
Your father isn't anything like that.
But I thought you just... What do you mean, Mother?
What I meant to say when I said your father wasn't like that... I didn't know Julian was like that when I married him.
You know, what kind of man behaves that way? I mean, it's unconscionable. I mean, I'm ashamed of him. I'm ashamed of what he's done to you. I mean, to be married to... Was father a great love of yours at one time?
Julian?
Who was?
It doesn't matter now. It was a long time ago. But it's the reason that I want you and Gwen to be together. She's the first great love of your life. I don't want anything to come between you.
But father was a great love of your life at one time, wasn't he, Mother?
A great love?
He must have been. And you always told me I was conceived out of love.
You were. You were conceived out of love, out of a great love.
Well, maybe if you and father fight to get that love back, maybe things could be wonderful between you two again.
I would love that.
Good. I mean, divorce is a practically unmentionable word in the Crane family. And you've always told me that. So I suppose if you can make your marriage work, and I'm trying to find happiness with the woman I love, perhaps you can regain the love you have for father.
You're such a good man, Ethan. And it is so rare these days to find someone who believes so strongly in true love and marriage.
Now, speaking of true love, I'm gonna go call Gwen. Teresa!
Hi, Ethan.
How are you?
I'm fine. Hi, Mrs. Crane.
Teresa, you look lovely.
Thank you.
Any luck with the boyfriend? No, he's crazy.
Yeah.
Teresa, let's talk later.
Okay. Mrs. Crane, would you like me to finish those thank you notes?
They can wait, Teresa. I'd like to talk to you about what's been going on between you and Gwen.
So, how was it?
It was wonderful. You know, the kids just told us about Charity and Miguel falling through the ice.
Oh, I'm so sorry I didn't call you. Just that once I saw that Miguel and Charity were fortunately all right, I just didn't see any reason to disturb your time together. Hope you're not angry.
Oh, no, not at all. Just, I'm so thankful that you were there for him.
So it all went well?
Let's just say it was, eventful.
You're not going crazy. And you're not a jinx, Charity. Your imagination just got the better of you, that's all.
I hope that's all it is.
Charity, if I were you, I wouldn't pay any attention to these hunches or whatever they are.
I just wish I knew where they were coming from.
Well, it's more than likely just a direct result of all the personal trauma that you've experienced. Your mind is simply overstimulated. In time, the premonitions will subside and eventually vanish. Trust me.
She's right, Charity.
You'll be as good as new in no time.
Simone, will you help me on my history paper?
History. Right. What now?
I have to make sure Charity doesn't stop having these premonitions. If I can prove she's bonkers by having all these stupid visions of hers, then they'll lock her up and trash the key. And Miguel will be all mine. I'll have him to myself.
Charity's not nuts. You're making her nuts. That's not fair.
I am not making anyone nuts. The girl's obviously certifiable.
Charity has got a wild imagination. Okay, granted. That's it.
I think it's a little more than that. She's a total weirdo. There is something about this bird that gets Charity going on her stupid predictions. There's got to be some way to set her off so that everyone will hear her singing off tune. Way off tune.
What's this?
That is a mocha latte. It's on the house, on me.
Oh, well, thanks anyway, Chad, but I actually prefer my coffee black.
Damn, you got tougher taste buds than I do.
That's right. No sugar, no cream, no foam. I mean, no extra calories. I'm trying to get in fighting shape for this upcoming tournament.
Looks like you in fine shape to me.
Well, I have to win the tournament, and that's all that matters right now.
You know, Whitney, I gotta tell you, your life sounds pretty boring to me. I mean, just, you know, tournaments and just work, work, work. You know, no distractions.
You know, I'm very happy with my life, actually, the way it is. Thank you, Chad. I don't need any distractions.
Oh, come on now. Everybody needs a distraction from time to time.
I can't go through with this, Kay.
Oh, come on, Simone. You're crazy about Chad, right?
Yeah, so?
So what would you do if somebody tried to steal him from you? Wouldn't you do everything in your power to try to keep him?
Okay, I admit I have a thing for Chad. But I am gonna take it slow with him. I am gonna go about things the right way. Besides, no one's trying to steal him away.
But if they were...
Yes, okay, I'd fight for him, I guess.
You guess? Well, I guess that you don't know what it feels like to be really madly in love with someone. Until the point where you can't even live without them. You don't know what you would go through or do to keep them. Right now, I feel like I would do just about anything to keep Miguel from my own.
Maybe Charity's reaction to the bird was an allergic one.
It could.
Yeah, maybe the paint affected her in some way or something like that. I mean, I've heard that people can be allergic to almost anything. I mean, that's true, isn't it?
Well, that is true, and it's quite possible Charity had an allergic reaction to something on the bird. And she became anxious, had fears, and thought that they were premonitions.
Yeah, see, I told you there was nothing to worry about. I mean, there has to be a logical explanation for why this has happened to you.
Thank you, Miguel.
For what?
For always watching out for me. And for wanting me to be safe and just for taking care of me.
You don't have to thank me for that. It's my job to look out for you. It's the best job I've ever had.
How do you do it, Teresa?
Do what, Mrs. Crane?
You are so selfless. Ethan told me about the breakup and how tough it's been on you. And yet you managed to overcome that and help Gwen and Ethan with their happiness. You're a rare girl, Teresa, and I admire you enormously.
Thank you, Mrs. Crane.
You've been like a sister to Gwen.
I did it for Ethan. I want him to be happy.
I know what it's like to lose that first great love, Teresa. You think you're never going to get over it, and in some ways you never do.
I have to get over it, Mrs. Crane. I have no choice.
I know exactly what you're going through, sweetheart.
No one knows. No one will ever know.
Tennis fulfills all my needs.
Well, I seem to recall a young lady who walked into her father's office and thinking that her father was sitting in his chair when it was really me. She was going on and on about how although tennis was important in her life, she didn't want it to be the only thing in her life. That she wanted to be just like other girls her age. That she wanted to start dating. Maybe even have a boyfriend.
You know what? I was in a weird mood that day, okay? It was a momentary lapse, that's all.
Oh, but I think you do know what you were saying. I mean, I think it's just too bad that your pops wasn't there to hear the real you. In my opinion, you didn't lose your head, you gained it.
I've wised up since then, Chad.
Oh, how's that?
Look, I have seen how boys can fool girls and hurt them, okay? I've seen girls, I mean, my friends get burned by love. And I don't have time for that. I mean, I have to focus on my tennis game, and that is it. Anyway, I mean, you know, from what I can see, love and passion and things like that, it's just such a waste of time.
Man, you are something else, you know that? I can't get over it.
What?
The way you lie to yourself is unbelievable.
So what'd you mean before when you said your vacation was eventful? What happened?
Ivy showed up.
Did you see the woman's face? Did you recognize her?
No, I couldn't see her face, but something about her did seem familiar.
What did Sam have to say to all this?
Well, Sam said that my nightmares are caused by all that champagne and rich food. You know, he's probably right. I mean, it couldn't have been true.
Oh, it can't be, of course.
Of course. I mean, Sam would never cheat on me, and Sam would never keep anything from me. We have a completely honest relationship, just like you and TC.
Eve, did you ever find that bird statue?
No.
Well, you've got to. Everything that could destroy your whole life is hid there in the bird.
What's going on in here? Nothing.
There can't be nothing going on when you two keep whispering to each other and then sneaking off. So, what's the new plan? How are you figuring on prying Miguel away from Charity now?
You're such a brat.
God, give it up, Kay. You and Miguel are never going to happen. He and Charity are in love. Anyone in their right mind can see that. But then you're not in your right mind.
Would you just shut your mouth? Oh, hey guys, is everything okay?
We think it's the bird statue.
What?
Dr. Russell said she could be having an allergic reaction to it.
So I'm just gonna stay away from it.
I mean, if I ever see that bird statue again, I'm gonna throw it in the fire.
Is everything all right?
Yes, Mrs. Crane. My daughter's just a little upset today.
I totally understand. If there's anything I can do...
If you'll excuse me.
Oh, Teresa, there'll be others.
But how do you replace a perfect love?
That's hard. That's very hard. You know, my advice to you, Teresa, is to go after this young man and get his love back. If you give up on this now, you will regret it the rest of your life.
Mrs. Crane?
Yes.
I get the feeling at one time you also loved someone like this. Who was it?
You know, you can think whatever you like, Chad. I know who I am, and I know what I feel, okay? And your passing judgment means absolutely nothing to me.
I ain't passing judgment on you. Just, making an observation. And what I've observed is that you're running away from any possibility of love because you never had it. I mean, you never had somebody set a fire inside you. You never felt the electricity, the sheer voltage of loving somebody like it hurts. You'll know what I'm talking about when it happens. You'll shine bright and beautiful, and there'll be no denying it.
What exactly makes you such an expert?
I didn't say I was. But I can tell I know a hell of a lot more about love and passion than you do.
Well, I suspect there isn't anything that you know more about than I do.
Oh, is that so?
I sure can't think of anything.
Well, then why don't we conduct a little experiment?
What experiment?
Well, I can't explain it exactly. But if you got any guts, you'll try it. I dare you.
All right, fine. But, you know, whatever you think is going to happen, trust me, it is not.
I'll be right back.
They say that love is blind. You must have read my
Now just look forward. You can close your eyes.
You know, Chad, this is really ridiculous.
Close your eyes.
so right. The two of us are so alive. This must be destiny. You and I are meant to be.
What do you think is in there, Kay? Who cares? The only thing that matters is the effect that it has on Charity. Whatever it takes to get her acting all Looney Tunes.
I think you have issues.
Come on, we have to go hide this in her room. I can't go through this. There's no way. Look, we'll just make sure that Miguel doesn't see it. Charity will do the rest.
She actually did that.
Would I lie?
I don't believe that woman. She's downright evil.
You know, I just feel sorry for her more than anything.
It's pitiful.
And then for some strange reason, Julian shows up. Even though it's obvious that their marriage is a sham.
Sam, but that's still no excuse to do what she did.
I'm not excusing her, TC. I just know where she's coming from, that's all. I made it very clear to her that I'm in love with Grace, and she is the only woman for me. And what we had was in the past. But it's not like I can just stop feeling for the woman just because we're finished.
Hey, man, now hold on, buddy. You're making a big mistake here. I don't think you should have any feelings for her whatsoever.
Oh, you thought I meant, no. There's no other love. I just, I read it in a magazine or some books or something.
Oh, that's good then. I'm glad you haven't had to go through what I've gone through. No one should lose a great love.
Teresa, can I give you some advice?
Please.
I think it would be a tragedy for you to lose this young man that you're in love with. I say, if another woman has him, then you go in there and steal him away.
Oh, but it's too late for that, Mrs. Crane. I can't.
No, Teresa, it's not too late. I am telling you, the next time you see this young man, you throw your arms around him and you tell him how you feel.
But Mrs. Crane,
Teresa, please, we can learn from our mistakes.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Teresa, will you excuse us? I need to speak with Mrs. Crane alone.
Yes, Mama.
Yes, Pilar.
I ask you not to give my daughter such advice, Mrs. Crane. The relationship that she wants could not happen. It doesn't stand a chance.
You can't know that. Maybe if I had listened to my heart, I wouldn't have lost Sam. Maybe we would be married now. We would have a family, and I wouldn't have to lie to Ethan about his father, and I could finally, honestly tell him that he was conceived in a true and deep, passionate love.
They say that love is blind. You must have read my mind, 'cause you're the only one.
There must be something inside.
Oh, here, give it to me. I found the perfect spot.
Okay, think about this some more.
Don't start with me, Simone.
Charity has been through a lot already. It wouldn't be fair to play with her emotions like this.
What about my emotions? Don't those count? Did Charity stop to think about those before she stole Miguel from me? No.
What are you two up to?
What do you want from me, TC? I'm human. I sympathize with people. I see people in pain and I feel for them. Ivy is hurting. I mean, what am I supposed to do? I mean, suddenly forget that I was once madly in love with the woman?
but you...
No, and just because I'm affected by Ivy's loveless marriage doesn't mean I'm in love with her now. Look, how many times do I have to say it? I'm in love with my wife.
You remember years ago, I told you to follow your heart, to go after Sam.
I remember. And that was the best advice anyone has ever given me, and I should have listened then. And that's why I insisted that Teresa listen to me now, that she go after this boy she loves, that she throws her arms around him and she tells him exactly how she feels. Come on, Teresa. You can do this. You have to stay strong. Stay strong.
Teresa?
Ethan, there's something I have to tell you.